There are two components to entering your client details into CBS Cleaning Business software. Everything is predominantly done in settings when you're setting up contract details. In this instance, go to Settings, Prospect Details, and then add New. Complete the company name, details, email address, etc. When inputting the address, if you click the search button, then it will provide you with a Google Map validation of the GPS location, and that applies for printing of QR codes when you require the QR codes. If you select customer login, provide a password for that client, and if you select send login details, the URL address for the client portal and the login name for the client, which is their email address, and the password are then sent to the client. Upon pressing save, those login details are then sent to that client. If you select show QR code log details in the client portal, every time the cleaner logs in and out using their phone app, the client will be able to see whether or not that the times and dates and details of that login. And pressing save, if everything is saved correctly, you'll have successfully added. Once that detail is entered, you can go to the contracts page. You can access this from either menu. The menu across the top is pretty much a replica of the menu on the side there. Again, selecting Add New and selecting the customer, and it will automatically populate the details from the prospect details that you entered, which is the name, address, telephone number, etc. Pop in the date, the entry into CBS, or the actual start date of the contract, number of weeks in the year, which is used to calculate amounts, etc. From what time the cleaners can enter, cleaning frequency, how many days in the week the actual place is cleaned, who the person inputting the detail of the contract is, the invoice type, daily, monthly, weekly, whether or not you've approved the contract. If you have sales staff and you want to check their input before accepting the new contract into your CBS software, then you can use this approval process to confirm that you've accepted it. This is a fast input buttons to input the cleaning specifications, and this input area is where you'll apply those specifications. As an example, the cleaning areas where you can put in an amount of text, and we do recommend that you keep this limited. Cleaners don't tend to read text. They tend to go on a graphical representation of what needs to be done or what they think they should be doing. So in this instance, we could enter toilets, first floor to describe which ones they are, and attention to bowls and basins. Again, you can put any amount of information in here that you wish, and this is the area that you can embellish some additional detail for the cleaners. And again, we recommend that you do keep that to a minimum. Apply the cleaner to that job. Select the type of service that will be provided. The software simplifies the process of this by having the main 5 specifications or cleaning services that you provide: vacuuming, dusting, mopping, emptying bins, and cleaning. Dusting is basically dry dusting with a dry cloth or feather duster. Cleaning is spray and wipe. These black boxes will impact the calculation of time and also the calculation of invoice values. And you can see from these fast input buttons, if I unclick these, then it will just very quickly apply the black buttons to all of the rows. So you can then choose to unclick those to create the specifications as you think the actual specifications should be. You put in an estimate of time to do that work, and this is important from the viewpoint of detail, that all stakeholders, different operations managers, new staff that are requiring this data will have reasonably accurate information. You can set this up as a template and not have accurate time in here if you wish. It's not that critical, but highly recommended that you detail this as best you can. Put in the quantity of toilets in this instance we're entering and press add. Once you press add, and see that I've missed selecting from the top down, which I highly recommend that you actually work from the top down when entering the data, otherwise it won't allow you to complete the process. So again, scrolling down now, I'll press add, and if I've correctly filled in the detail above, you'll see that it now is dropping that detail into the specification area. You continue to do that again, putting in detail as you wish, but keeping it to a minimum. In a normal office space, you would not probably have vinyl, so there'd be no need to mop. And as you can see then, it quickly populates that combination of vacuum, dust, bins, clean. In this case, we don't have any mopping required. Put in how long to complete each of the services. And again, cleaning might be to, spot clean the entrance door glass or something like that. Again, selecting the frequency of that cleaning and the quantity of offices. It automatically then will calculate the overall time for the quantity of offices. Press add, and again it will now populate down into the specification area. You continue to do that until you've completed the full specification. Configure button is a calculation button effectively, and also provides some other tabs for inputting periodical work, items that you would do regularly, but not every clean. As an example, you may wash the front window glass once a month, but not every night. So therefore it become a periodical job because you will be billing the customer for that. Extras would be, for instance, if you charge additionally to do steam cleaning, and you can record for future reference how much you would charge to, say, steam clean the front foyer. Public holidays you can input in the general settings area, and it will give you a little list of the contract date of the holiday dates, and you select those as they may apply to the contract if they do require cleaning through public holidays. Allocate hours. This is a recalculation button. As I said earlier, this is the button that will recalculate the entries that you've put into the software. In the general settings, you can put in things like award rates and differences in the award rate. You have in the columns here total, full-time, part-time, subcontractor, casual hours, and the applicable rates. In this first reset, the software will then apply what you have put in your general settings, and as you can see, like for instance, we now have afternoon shift or permanent night shift. These you can enter as you want to and as you need them in the general settings of the software. In this case, I selected subcontractor. The rate is again set up in the original general settings, but I can increase or decrease that in this area. It will automatically then recalculate here. Total hours are the hours that I've actually input into the software in those cleaning specifications so far. Once I have set reset and changed the rate, then all I need to do is close. Don't press reset again, because if you do, it will reset back to the general settings of the rate of pay. $25 is what this is preset to, and now I've changed it back to 30. Press close. Once you've closed it, scroll down and press save. And you'll see that once it's saved, the timing circle will complete, and at the top of the contract you'll have the notification successfully added. Make sure that does occur, or otherwise you may have missed something. It now calculates the minutes every day of cleaning, total hours for those particular days, converts the minutes to hours. Shows you your cost of sales, which is your labour component, and shows you what margin. You can alter the margin there to suit what you want it to be, and it will recalculate everything for you and gives you the total of your cost of sales plus your margin. Once you press save, there's a number of reports available for you with that. In first instance are the cleaning specifications. So by selecting the tab specifications, it will now open up a new page for you. And this is what the cleaners would see in their cleaning specifications. It will show the cleaner the address of the site they'll be cleaning, the numbers of days per week, which days, the entrance time that they can actually go in and clean, some detail on the areas to be cleaned, the actual service to be provided, and the days of the week that service is to be provided. And you can see this graphical presentation provides the cleaners with a very easy, quick identification of what they're required to do, and also a very professional looking presentation for your cleaners and for your clients. If there was periodical services, they would be noted here. If there were extras services, they would be noted in the specification as well. Some additional information for the cleaners in going through their normal cleaning process. If I had selected an operations report or an admin report, they'll each give you different data sets from the specifications that you entered. And with this admin report, it breaks down the days of cleaning. If someone's sick on a certain day, your accounts clerk will see exactly how many hours they're going to work on that day, so they can apply sick leave, etc., or provide a credit to the client for the exact value of the cleaning on that day. It shows the annual total billing amount, with GST, subcontractors' rate of pay, the monthly subcontractors rate excluding GST. So all the things that your accounts staff would need, your accounting staff would need to create invoices or credits, etc., for that contract. Once that contract's in place, again, it will form a list of contracts for you. It can be altered at any time, added to or deleted, and you'll get a history or a database of all of the contracts that you hold, which are searchable in, by the contact name, by the customer name, by the cleaner's name, contract date, etc. The first process will be to go into settings and prospect details, which is where you'd complete the basic information on your client. That's name, address, telephone number, etc., and provide them with their login details, and choose whether or not to allow them to see the QR code log details. And this is where you can obviously then print QR codes for your clients, and these can be left on site for the cleaners using their mobile apps to log in and log out. And with having searched for the GPS location, it will then provide the actual GPS location of the phone, confirming that it is at the correct site. Otherwise, the cleaners won't be allowed or available to log in. QR codes can also be printed from the contracts page. And if you have a site, such as a bank, as an example, with a head office, and you had multiple branches, and as you can see, you can create identifiers for sites with multiple branches that may have a different address that the cleaner will clean at. In those circumstances, to make sure, again, the cleaner is logging in at the correct address, where the branch address, CBS head office, has a branch at 800 Inkerman Road instead of 600 Inkerman Road, then you would search for that address. When you do that, it will pop up with the GPS Google map validating the actual site of that particular contract. Once you've done that, scroll down and save the data. Once that's been saved, you can then print the QR code from that branch site address to ensure that the cleaner is logging in at the actual address of cleaning and not logging in, for instance, from his lounge room. So again, in summary, first part of the process is to enter the prospect details. Second part of the process is to enter the contract details. Setting up with the contract details, and the contract details are automatically populated from the prospect details for the site address, etc., and then you would input the cleaning specifications into the specification area and press the configure button to recalculate all of the data that you've input using the Allocate Hours tab and reset, applying the correct rate of pay to whatever column there is, and then pressing save. And always looking for that green confirmation of successfully updated, which will pop up at the top of the screen. Once all that's completed, if you wish to complete a mobile audit, go to the Mobile Audit tab, click on Add New, choose the customer ignore the drop down, that's just from previous entries, just press the search button, look for the contract number, press select, choose an overall rating you'd expect to find on site, put the audit date in, who's doing the audit, and then if there are any areas that are not satisfactory, you can specifically select those areas, apply the appropriate rating, and complete the description. Once you've done that and you press save, it will be automatically taken to a photos page where you can add your photos to those particular areas. So the photos can be taken during the process of your walkthrough. And once that's saved and entered, the cleaner will get a copy of that in his phone app and also in his portal. As soon as you press save and submit, the same thing will apply. You will automatically, the cleaner will get a notification in his phone that there's been an audit completed, and your client will receive a notification as well, and all of the details are submitted directly into their portal as well. If there are areas that you've selected with a tick box that require rectification, you can check for that the cleaners have responded. This was the quotation we just did at today's date, and the cleaner has yet to respond. If the cleaner had responded, then you would see the cleaner's response, and then you'd be able to drill down and have a look at any photos they uploaded confirming that that has been completed.